round, whatever, fifth hour of the Boston Poetry Marathon. It's 3 o'clock hour, and hopefully we have everyone in the queue. Go to my little spreadsheet and see who we have. Hopefully, there's some of us, I know you are.
So I'm muted on
Timothy
YouTube.
Gager.
I'm going live stream my Boston Poetry Marathon.
We have Hannah Larrabee.
Appearance,
we have Guy Dinalfo. We have Chad.
I'm ready. This is what happens when you're waiting.
We have Lloyd Schwartz. We have Kayla Cash, Simeon Berry, and Joanna Furman in this hour. And first up, we have Timothy Gager.
Hi, it's really great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. And also, I'm having a book launch in Cambridge for you Boston folks next Saturday at 2 for my new book. It's free to get in, and I've got some guests, so check it out. I'll give you a sneak preview from it. I also want to say it's 2024 and I'm loving my life. And 2022 I wrote this. I didn't want to call it the 988 operator. Don't look up, the movie about the world ending, but watch the end. Meryl Streep is eaten by a dinosaur. You said weeks later at the farm we stayed at in Maryland that was one of the good things from the year. And I said my last goodbyes to my father on that same trip. He died a week later, as did my demeanor when you left, me pacing the living room when all I wanted was solitude. Walked to the kitchen, then back, my head becoming thick and black as night. I didn't want to call a 988 operator to discuss the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event instead of how I felt, but I did. I called a 988 operator who only suggested to get something off my chest, but there wasn't anything on my chest. I know because I just looked. For my friend Sean, who died after my pet rabbit did, I wished myself extinct, like that Bronteroc. This very night paced back and forth and back and forth. That was a time, one day at a time, left, right, left me right here. What cannot be fixed? 1. The Alzheimer's dreams of my father created a matchup between Syracuse and Penn State, football on a mud-soaked lawn outside the window of his hospital room. We were there, visiting, driving over the George Washington Bridge after something broke in the wheel, all seemed bound by brittleness, lacking adhesion, cracked, held by weak glue. 2. We were always so attached at the hip, standing by his bed that very last time, holding on tight as worlds were tumbling. How could our feet stay on the ground? I still can only imagine the crumbling of the paper. It sounded like Dad's hip breaking, my discarded love poem crackling when you threw it in the fireplace. The axis of the earth shifted. Every burnt ash flew away. After you go. We send to the sky our grief when writing letters to the deceased. We know where Joe DiMaggio go, but that's not real. No one makes our longings into song or into a flower or sugar. It's simple, Simon. God cares for the loved ones, though we're the ones needing it, left looking up with paper and pen, praying the messages received, if impossible, to address. This one is called Reflections, a 17-year-old drug addict 40 years later. The guilt after I slipped ginger root into my pocket at the market. Easy enough to pay, hard because it's difficult to quit what I've always done. I want to stop speaking badly about people and places, inciting thin concentration within the blue thoughts while isolated into the lonely, empty echoes of lunacy. Remembering our bodies craving this contact, a hammer-on nail, fused wooden support beam, striking of permanence. God gave me a chance to beat this one day. On that tomorrow, I started clean. 2 more really quick ones. This one was nominated for a Pushcart this week. Star Island, Night 1, 2024. The vessel delivered us circling seagulls dotted around the island's hotel. A hung picture, this, white gull, blue water. The calmness of the completed. Back home, where excavators roar, they survive to make noise, digging 6 feet down, covering up serenity with the dirt. There's not kindness to this burial, ignoring what we have laid down. Tonight, the water laps in polite clapping, while a bird joins the choir. Its perfect tone, a piece of the congruence. Swiftly, The flash of, can this be real? Damn, it can be. I'm going to close with something a little more humorous. Almost famous. Roast beef shops here tout their fame, and shit, their parking lots have potholes that will never be famous. See? Trees lush, not famous. Beautiful full moon, not either. Green grass conducting wind dance in spring. Drops of rain weeping into parking lot puddles. Not and no. Single unique snowflake twisting down like a knot can be famous. Stumped by this? Phone a friend. He's never heard of Brothers, Athas, Millers, Kings, Jimbos, Angelos, Bill and Bob's, or Nick's. All most famous. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, you said you had upcoming reading. You could put that in the chat so then people will know. In fact, if anyone's got any kind of